often do you order fast food? Well, according to recent statistics gathered by the Ohio Medical Group, 80% of all Americans visit a fast food restaurant at least once a month. Now, think about this. When was the last time that you saw litter? Whether it was on the side of the road, in a park that you visited, or maybe even in a river. Well, there's a good chance that most of what you saw was from fast food. Therefore, I hope to convince you with this speech that fast food litter is a significant contributor to the growing problem of pollution, and one simple step could put us on the right track to cleaning up this problem for good. In an effort to prove how extensive of a problem fast food trash is becoming, an organization by the name of Clean Water Action conducted a study by collecting samples of litter found in the Bay Area cities of California. They found that the largest source of all this litter they collected was indeed from fast food restaurants. The total collected was 49%. Certain kinds of plastic, like those that make up beverage cups, food containers, or plastic cutlery, can take hundreds of years to decompose on their own, if they even do at all. In this time span, litter can be consumed by curious animals, clutter our wilderness, and even make its way into our lakes, rivers, and oceans. An example of this cycle is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. This is the largest patch of accumulated plastic on the planet. Right here is a view from next to part of the patch. And this Great Pacific Garbage Patch takes up an estimated 1.6 million square kilometers of the ocean between Hawaii and California. It can be seen right here. However, an even more unsettling fact is that there are more patches like this across the other oceans in the world. Actually, 4. Here is one of them. But how does this affect us as humans? This actually might not be something that you want to hear. To really show this problem, let's delve a little bit deeper into how this pollution affects our ocean. Ocean fishing is a source of 80% of the world's caught fish, which is consumed at restaurants or bought from grocery stores. If these fish and other marine life consume floating trash that they might mistake for food, or they live closely to plastics that emit harmful chemicals as the sun heats them, this could cause something known as bioaccumulation. In other words, toxins enter the body of the marine animal, then the marine animal is consumed by a predator or a human, which also causes the consumer to ingest these toxins. Aside from the physical effects that litter can have, it is also affecting all of us financially. Approximately $11.5 billion is spent yearly on cleanup alone. So clearly this is a problem that's been created from many years of litter accumulation. And of course, we can't prevent every person in the world from littering. So yeah, maybe we can't fix the problem overnight, but there is something that we could do to help prevent future litter from being so toxic and accumulating so much, and to help it not become such a permanent part of our fragile ecosystems. So instead of harmful plastics and styrofoam being used for packaging and silverware at fast food restaurants, these restaurants should all be required to switch to a biodegradable packaging, such as a new form of polymer that has recently been invented. This way, at least all the litter that ends up in places that it shouldn't be would not be around long enough to accumulate around the world in places like the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. This is because biodegradable materials are able to be decomposed in natural elements by microorganisms in a short time span, often a year or less. These biodegradable materials are also less expensive to produce than the typically used plastic. With a significant reduction in litter accumulation, cleanup would be a lot easier to manage. Also, since fast food restaurants are such a huge part of society nowadays, maybe this change would even be an incentive to other restaurants to follow in their footsteps. As you can see, pollution from litter is a growing problem that has been going on for many years, maybe even longer than we realize. And though we can't stop everyone from littering, and cleaning up the earth certainly isn't going to be an overnight job, we can take small steps in the right direction, such as my proposed change of requiring all fast food restaurants to switch straws, drink cups, food containers, cutlery to biodegradable materials. Not only would this help keep our ecosystems cleaner and the animals safer, but it would also contribute to reducing the problem in hopes that one day the earth can be cleaned up and actually stay that way.